Yeah, we got a double A.
Okay. Now it's recording. Okay. This is welcome to Douglas City Council meeting. It's now 5:35 p.m. I apologize about the delay. We were running some technical issues and we got them ironed out. This time, we ask for a call to order and an invocation will be by Councilman O'Reilly and then pledge allegiance.
Let us pray. Father God, we thank you again for allowing us all to be here on tonight. We thank you for being so good, so kind to us. We thank you for your patience. We pray, God, you continue to have mercy upon our city. Continue to watch over us, guide us, God. I pray for our administration. I pray for council. Pray for our citizens. I just pray, God, you can keep us all in perfect peace. Let everything we do and say this need tonight be pleasing in your eyesight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we have roll call. We have roll call, please.
Councilwoman Kate?
Here.
Councilman O'Reilly?
Here.
Councilwoman Tindall?
Here.
Councilman Kellis? President Irvin?
Here.
Councilwoman Douglas?
Here.
And Councilwoman Smith? Here.
All right, this time I'm calling the city attorney. This is our annual president and vice president elections. Attorney Mack.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me begin by thanking Pastor O'Reilly for his service for these months. You came, put yourself out there. Thank you. I'd like to welcome Wilton Dunaway aboard. And at this time tonight, we're going to elect a new president and vice president. We're going to start with president. I'm going to open the floor for nominations. After we've received the nominees, I'll close it and you all vote, and then we'll do likewise for vice president. So at this time, I would like to have the nominations for president.
This is Councilman Kellis. I nominate Ms. Gloria Cates.
Anyone else? Going again, anyone else? So at this time, we're going to close the nomination. We're going to finish with one nominee. It's almost impossible not to win, but I'm going to ask for your vote. Gloria Cates for president. Would you call the roll for vote, Ms. Dunn?
Secretary Ford. Secretary Tanya.
Yes, sir. Councilman O'Reilly?
Aye.
Councilwoman Tindall?
Aye.
Councilman Kellis?
Aye.
President Irvin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas?
Aye.
Councilwoman Smith?
Aye.
And Councilwoman Cates?
Aye.
It is unanimous.
Congratulations, Mrs. Cates, President of the State.
And it has been my pleasure to serve as president.
Thank you for your service. At this time, we're going to open nominations for vice president.
I nominate Mark Irvin for vice president.
Anyone else? Okay, it's going to be hard to lose this one. Okay, Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir. Councilman O'Reilly?
Aye.
Councilwoman Tindall?
Aye.
Councilman Kellis,
Aye.
Councilman Urban,
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas, Councilwoman Smith,
Aye.
and Councilwoman Cates.
Aye.
Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to just swap to keep this simplified. Everybody else keep your seats. We're going, or if you want to run this thing over there, that's fine with me. Which way you want to do it. Yeah, either way, wherever you want to swap. You want to swap over there?
You gonna stay in this case?
She can stay here.
For tonight, I'll stay.
Okay, all right.
You'll stay there? Okay, here. Ma'am. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And Howard, here.
Okay, I want to first of all thank my councilmates for their vote of confidence. And we'll move forward in the city of Bogalusa, along with the administration, the mayor, and the administration, and our judicial system as well. Next, we're gonna have approval of the minutes held on November 5th, 2024. And, council, I presume you have reviewed the video for the minutes, for November 5th. If there aren't any corrections, are there any corrections?
We're basing the minutes off of video.
Yes, because the minutes aren't revealed
Okay.
as it is.
All right.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to have a motion second. Okay, for the record, it was motion by Councilwoman Douglas and second by Councilman O'Reilly. Thank you. Recognitions and awards, we have none at this time. Recognitions of resolution. Now, we did have a resolution to resolve the purpose relocation of Bogalusa City of Bogalusa council chambers and the council secretary desk and office. And I understand there has been a little bit change on that. I believe you did get information, Councilman Irvin, on that particular resolution
Yes.
to strike it.
Yeah, strike it from the agenda.
Okay. Next, we're gonna have amendment of agenda for a resolution pertaining to our airport, read by Councilman Irvin.
We got first, we're gonna have to amend the agenda though, first, Madam President.
Okay, I call a vote to amend the agenda for the record of the FAA grant that we're gonna have. May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
I second.
We're amending only.
Amending only for FAA grant for the airport. Okay, amending only. Roll call, please.
Councilman O'Reilly,
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples, Councilman Kellis,
Aye.
You have to call for public participation before you vote on any vote.
This is amended
It
only.
doesn't matter, any vote, because any vote.
Okay, let's proceed with the vote and then we'll get public participation.
No, you don't.
Councilman Urban, Councilwoman Douglas,
Attorney May has something to say. Councilman.
Case,
Yes.
she's right. Public speaking, and go back to the vote.
Okay, thank you.
Motion,
I will be-
right, we just
I'll be,
amended. We're not
reviewing the
voting.
open meeting laws and that, but, okay, at this time, is there any public participation? Ms. McLeod?
Senator McLeod, 414 Mississippi, I would like to hear the exact amendment, please.
The exact amendment is for a grant by FFA for our airport, and that's
Is
funded.
that the way it reads?
Yes.
Yes. and he will read the remainder of it. Okay, are there any other questions from the public? Okay, roll call, please.
Councilman,
Good point of order. Do we have a motion and second?
Yes.
and
All right.
Councilwoman Smith.
Okay.
Voting goes as Councilman O'Ree.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples.
Aye.
Councilman Kellis.
Aye.
Councilman Urban.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas.
Aye.
Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
And President Hicks.
Aye. At this time, we will have the reading of the resolution by Councilman Irving.
This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, better known as LADOTD, for improvements at the George R. Carr Memorial Airport. And what this is, it says, whereas the LADOTD will approve the necessary funding for the airport apron and connector taxiway rehabilitation phase 2 and reimburse the sponsor up to $90,000 for the project cost. And it, so that gives you, that's the appropriations that's in this.
Yes.
And this comes about, so in the end, the LATD, Louisiana Department of Transportation, is putting up this money. It's nothing we have to pay for out of pocket, correct, gentlemen?
That's correct.
Okay, yes, we have our
That's
airport
correct.
manager back there.
Yes. Okay, Mrs. Sanders, do you have any additional comments in
Yes,
reference to
this
it?
is the state's portion of it. The federal portion of it has already been assigned. We voted on that before. This is the section that has to go through for our application for our grant for the state of Louisiana. Just formality.
Thank you.
I'm not-
Is there any public,
Now, we're gonna make a motion and then a second. I'll make a motion on it.
a second?
Now,
Roll call, please.
no public participation.
Any public participation? There's no public participation. Roll call, please.
Councilman O'Ree.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples. Aye. Councilman Kellis.
Aye.
Councilman Urban.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas. Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
And President Hicks.
Aye. We have a record that it passed unanimously. Next, we have item 7 on our agenda, which is introduction of ordinances. The first ordinance will be read by myself. An ordinance to approve the planning and zoning request for Man Box 1 in change from A2 residential to B1 business located at 815 Virginia Avenue. And this will be discussed at our next council meeting. Our next ordinance will be read by Councilwoman Douglas.
An ordinance authorizing the city of Okaloosa to donate to the Great Ebenezer Baptist Church of Okaloosa located at 1104 Poplar Street at 6 feet and 70 feet of undeveloped land between Poplar Street and Poplar Street. This will also be up for vote at our next meeting.
Thank you. Our next ordinance will be read by Councilman O'Ree.
An ordinance authorizing demolition of a structure located at 1315 South Columbia Street for safety reasons.
Okay, discuss at our next council meeting. Our next ordinance will be introduced by Councilman Irvin.
A ordinance authorizing the city of Okaloosa to enter into a contract with Servcorp International Incorporated for the annual city auction. This will be up for discussion at our Tuesday, January the 7th council meeting at 5:30.
Okay. Our next ordinance will be read by Councilwoman Smith.
An ordinance to hire a city attorney to retain, to help as assistant for the city of Bogalusa attorney that's, will be introduced at the next meeting. And this is for Mrs. Lilia Tina Rathman.
Okay, we have our public hearing next, public hearing and adoption of ordinances. And the first ordinance, an ordinance to dedicate the remaining balance of the American Rescue Funds to water and sewer infrastructure. Now, we discussed this a little bit on our last meeting, and the actual ordinance indicates the American Rescue Plan, ARPA of 2021, provides federal resources to Louisiana to address the economic and public health impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. ARPA funds can be used for a variety of purposes, which infrastructure is part of those purposes. Investments in water include sewer and broadband infrastructures, but we're focusing tonight on infrastructure for our water and sewage. Whereas municipalities have flexibility to choosing how to spend their ARPA funds, recipients must obligate the funds by December 31st and spread them and spend them by December 31st as well. Whereas the Bogalusa City Council declares to dedicate and obligate the remaining balance of the American Rescue Funds to water and sewage infrastructure. Be it ordained, the City Council of Bogalusa does hereby go on record as adopting this ordinance as is. Now, we have a, I'm gonna pass around for the ordinance. A couple of weeks ago, we did have brown water come through the sewage here in Bogalusa. Quite a few of us are still receiving information on the condition of our pipes here and pump screws here in the city of Bogalusa. We're hoping they get better, but those particular pumps have been deemed to be repaired and replaced for many, many years. I read over 90 years that those particular pumps needed to be replaced. I would also like to say, in introducing this, the last that I pulled, the ARPA fund report, it was $800,831 that was in the account. I understand that the account has decreased to this point. I would like to ask, is Mr. Weary here tonight? Okay, Mr. Weary, did you have a chance to bring along the report for the current ARPA?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you would please, could you give us the current amount in the ARPA funds, please? Since this report I received was back in August when Mr. Jerry Bailey gave me a report, it was over 800,000. What is the current amount, Mr. Weary?
Excuse me, the balance as of November 30th was $712,804.
Okay, $712,804. So it has decreased since that time. Okay, now question, do we have an opportunity, I'm gonna pass this along to the council and then pass it to the audience, please. Do we have an opportunity to get with the treasurer to see exactly how our funds were spent? It's a report that's done to the Treasury Department, or we hadn't done it at all? I tried to reach them, but I have not been able to reach them. No, we have not. Okay. This is a very pressing, matter for the city of Bogalusa to get our particular pipes in order. We're approaching the winter, and we need to get our contracts and our pipes in order for our citizens. And looks like if the money is decreasing, we need to really expedite it for the repair. Okay. Now, at this time, I would like to know if there's any public discussion in reference to this ordinance.
You got your motion and second first.
Okay. Okay, I motion as read.
I second.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
I would seek permission that if you all could hear both proposals before voting.
That's not the process, sir. Okay, I did motion as read.
I second already, honey.
Okay, roll call, please.
No, public participation.
Oh, you second?
I second, they need to talk.
Come on, Miss.
Motion, second, by public.
I didn't hear you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so I'm thoroughly confused. We received a package that includes the 2025 proposal. Sounds like there's a disagreement between that and what the city council wants. You're not being very clear about that. If I'm hearing you right, you're saying you want all the money to go to sewer and water. Is that correct?
Yes,
And
that's
that's a proposal. Why is that other stuff included in there? Is that not part of the ordinance that was proposed?
okay, you kind of drifted off. Could you repeat that, please?
This package,
Yes.
okay, includes a proposal for money for the Caskey Park, money for sewer and water, and money for something else.
That's the second proposal, yes.
Okay,
Second ordinance, yes.
so we have two ordinances up. I'm confused about what's going on.
Yes, the first ordinance is due to the water and sewage.
So
infrastructure.
what we're asking you to vote up and down on spending all the money on sewer and water and then reviewing his proposal, or I don't understand. how
Yes, this
works.
proposal is strictly for sewer and water
Okay, and
infrastructure.
is the proposal to spend the entire amount on that?
Yes,
Okay, so that's kind of disingenuous to even include the second one if you're not planning on spending that, but thank you very much. That
Thank you.
clarifies it.
thank you.
5 Rouse 1127 Avenue J. So, money has been spent out of that account. Did y'all approve that money to be spent, council? Or do they need y'all approval to spend the money out of all the funds? How they work?
I will have to, I'm under the impression that, it comes before the council, but I will have to get, legal.
So y'all approved it to be spent?
No, we did not. I'm gonna have to get legal advice, Attorney Meg.
So no council approval, and the money was spent regardless. And just to answer your question, the reason why they're trying to allocate this money to sewer and water, because we have sewer spilling.
I don't need.
You don't even care, you don't, so you don't care. Okay, so we
Focus on
need
the-
to talk about it. I'm just making my point, I'm just making my point. Okay. I appreciate y'all, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Page for 1931 Dewitt Place. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a big problem here with over 100-year-old pipes, sewer line, and water pipes. You're gonna see brown water all the time in Bogalusa because the pipes is over 100 years old. What we need to do is don't argue about this 700,000 or 800,000. What we need to do is try to get some grants to get all these pipes fixed in Bogalusa, because if we don't, it's gonna be just like Flint, Michigan. Everybody remember Flint, Michigan? I lost a sister in Flint, Michigan because of the water pipes. So we need to get these pipes fixed. Go to the government and let's try to get some money. And stop arguing about $700,000, $800,000, because that's no money.
Good afternoon, Lizette Watterson, 59376 Memphis City Road. My question is, we've gone through and it's now public participation in the ordinance that had to do with the Greater Ebenezer Baptist Church. Okay, the way it's written, it specifies 1104 Poplar Street. I'm assuming that's the church address, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it says and College Street. So it's not clear on here. Okay, so what does that mean?
So, I'm back for participation.
Yes, that'll be next
That's
week.
why.
It's on introduction
We gonna
tonight.
help you. It's just
Okay,
an
that's why I
alley.
came up with clarification.
Yeah.
It's only some days.
And if you come back for participation, you say that.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
It's
Ms.
an alley.
Waters.
Maybe it's cold.
I'm told for she didn't have the sign because I thought she was going to be able to talk about it and use it. We can make sure that she gets to speak.
Richard Bristol, 1932 Dewitt Street, Northwest Louisiana. One of the persons had asked about the grant, getting all the pipe fixed. I agree with that to a point. What if we don't get a grant? And so we need to take the money that we got and try to fix whatever we can fix, what we can fix. It's easy to say when your line is not busted or whatever, or it's not busted in your neighborhood. So whatever money we got, I think it's important. I've been here for 28 years. It's important that we, yes, the sewer line and pipeline, some of it overall up, but that's not the point. Whatever money we got to go towards that, to me, we need to spend that. Fix that neighborhood, whatever comes first. Because we may not get no grant. And so the gym, we're gonna they'll spend all the money that we got. That don't make any sense.
Thank you. Council discussion?
All right. There is a concern that I have here. There is a gap between the 881,000 and 712,000.
Yes.
And we need a rest assurance, regardless of whatever plan y'all are voting on tonight, that money will be brought back up to where it was.
The money that was displaced out of the ARPA fund, you're saying to replace that into the ARPA fund?
Yes, because the mayor's plan has $881,000 allocated in his, which we voted on next. He's got to bring, in order to make that happen, his plan happen, he's got to bring that money back into the system.
Yes.
And where that money will be coming from.
Yes, well,
Yes, so if,
we will have to discuss that, the gap in between.
can you let me provide the answer?
Yes, I was speaking. Go ahead, Mayor.
If the first proposal is voted upon favorably, then the 712 would be allocated. The money was spent in accordance with the U.S. Treasury's final rule as lost revenue loss. If the second proposal is voted, then you are correct, Councilman Urban, it will require a replacement to get back to 881,000 once the ad valorem taxes are received.
Any other council discussions? Okay, roll call.
Councilman Overy,
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples, Councilman Kellis, Councilman Urban,
Nay.
Councilwoman Douglas, Councilwoman Smith,
Nay.
and President Cates.
Aye.
Okay, so that passed.
That's a pass, it's 5-2.
What was the total vote? 5-2.
5-2.
All right, this creates an unusual situation, but, okay, go ahead. You got the full presentation,
Well, it shouldn't create a,
No,
any,
Tamara.
no, because the citizens need to know. We're up here to be very transparent with them. Yes, the sewer will be getting fixed, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm not for the sewer getting fixed. I did have the pleasure of meeting with the mayor on last night. He does have a plan to make sure as the systems are going down that they are going to be replenished as well as fixed, with new equipment. However, he's just implementing that the money that's left over that, he can go forward with, spending to make sure that new playground equipment, will be available for the kids in the Castle Park. So we do not want, I'm saying we, I do not want the citizens to think that I am not against or for the sewer not being fixed. That's definitely not it, because I live here inside the city limits, which everyone knows. But I am also for if the kids need new equipment to play on, and there's gonna be money left over, that we should be able to help the kids as well. But yes, the sewer does need to be fixed. And yes, we have pictures here. Ms. Kate made copies, and this is not the only place, because I had the pleasure of knowing all the companies that actually had sewer problems. And we can, if y'all want to circle this around. So yes, there is desperately a need that's going on, as well as in Avenue B basketball and football grounds. I had the pleasure of going out seeing that there is sewer backed up and feces that's going onto the ground. So I did say they only given the fact that it's money that's gonna be left over to do other things with.
And I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, and I know everybody's on one side or the other on this thing, but I was with the mayor's plan. Me and the mayor went over it, he explained it beautifully, to me, and I was on board with the mayor's. The reason why I voted against this, sewer was in the mayor's plan, on his plan, $300,000, okay? $300,000 also was dedicated to street improvement. Now, I focus more on infrastructure, always, because I'm going to tell you, any CPA or accountant will tell you taxpayers are the happiest when they're riding on their tax dollars. I hear about potholes all the time in this council meeting, okay? So there's $300,000 for sewer infrastructure, $300,000 for water, for us. $300,000, number one, was sewage. $300,000 was sewage and then streets. And then each council person was gonna get $43,000.
And then in addition to that, one of our funds for Castle Park and funds for a park in your district.
Yes, that's true. And but however, when you have a issue going on with two different biggest issues, mainly with sewage and then streets, you know, that's the reason why I was in favor of the second one. I was primarily focused on that. The other stuff could have waited till later in the year to improve once the sewer and we start seeing streets being repaid. That's my focus because.
And also retail strategy.
Right, yeah, well, we'll see what, you know, but anyway. I'm just telling you, that's my personal.
Even though the point is, we would still like to be able to present this plan just
Yes.
for transparency to the public.
Absolutely. Read by Councilman Urban.
All right.
The actual ordinance, please.
One moment, Mayor. The next one, this is an ordinance allocating the remaining ARPA funds and enacting the Better Bogalusa 2025 plan. Go ahead, Mayor.
Yeah, so as I briefed council people last night, the sewer issue, we've run into a supply chain issue. The city has had one supplier for pumps for about 3 decades now. We had some concerns with this supplier, which we have expressed to them, but we have went out to find additional suppliers for our pumps and our sewer treatment, the lift stations. So the pumps that are down right now are Populous and St. John. So the main problem that we have is a lot of these lift stations have one pump. You're supposed to have 2 or 3 in each one. So when one fails, the other catches the slack. Well, that wasn't the case, so we finally ordered the ones for Populous and St. John, and Delta is in the process of being fixed by contractors. We're getting the quotes now. So those are the main issues when you see quote-unquote sewer in the streets. So those were getting fixed, which leaves the screw pump as the last main issue, which could have been fixed based upon some quotes that we got. One of the quotes came in at $266,000. So in the Better Bogalusa plan, we allocated $300,000 because that will more than cover. So once those pumps are fixed in the lift stations and the screw pump, most of our problems, 80% of our problems would have gone away. That still leaves Station 3 and 14, but we have assurances from Congresswoman Letlow's office that she has appropriated $725,000 to the city of Bogalusa. One of the emails read, hi Mayor Tron, thank you for your interest in fiscal year 25 community project funding. After a thorough review of 40 project requests, I am pleased to inform you that Congresswoman Letlow has submitted the city of Bogalusa's plant lift and repair and replacement project for $725,400 to the House Appropriations Committee for further consideration. 2 months later, we got an email stating that the community project had been voted upon favorably and we were awaiting a full vote by the House of Representatives. Well, if you're aware of the federal earmark process, then you know that when you have a change of guard, like we just got a new president, they wait until the new president takes office to vote on the budget. So this money we should be seeing the approval of this money in March, which was my main concern with the first proposal. You're gonna go and dedicate all of the funds to the sewer system, and then you're gonna have more funds pouring in for the sewer system when you could have not put all your eggs in one basket and covered streets. You could have covered the sewer system. You could have covered a brand new park equipment in Cassidy Park, which I'll go over later. The second portion was $281,000 to health and wellness. The $241,000 would be spent on a brand new state-of-the-art jungle gym in Cassidy Park. Pass that around. Which would have been half price, because if you know anything about parks, you know that the equipment is super expensive. Maggie Art ran us about $600,000 or $700,000. So that was a steal to get that for Cassidy Park. Because growing up, we had 3 or 4 play sets, we have 1. And the metal equipment that we have in the front is rusting. We keep trying to fix it with layers of paint every summer during the Youth Corps program, but it's only so far that it'll take you. The second allocation under health and wellness would have been $39,650 to the Jerry Preacher Lee Memorial Park, of which you all just approved the purchase of the property to extend that park out. We understand that there are a lot of senior citizens that live in the terrace, so that would have included a patio area, a regulation-sized basketball court for the kids, as well as a walking track, because not everybody can get to Cassidy Park in an accessible manner. The third allocation would have been $25,000 for retail strategies for the proposal. As I stated to the council people last night, we approached Southeastern, and at the core of what Southeastern Business Development Center does and retail strategies are two totally different things. Retail strategies can provide you with actual real-time data. They deal with corporations all the time. So any mayor can go to Waffle House CEO and say, hey, I really need you to come to my city. They get that all the time. But if you have a report from Retail Strategy, somebody that they work with day in and day out, it's kind of like a blessing because, okay, well, they vetted you, here's what they're saying, let's move forward. The last allocation would have been $300,631 for street overlay, and the plan there would have been to allocate, each council person get to allocate $47,000 worth of streets. So that is the Better Bogalusa 2025 plan, just for public transparency.
Mayor, question, what was the amount for the Cassidy Park?
It would have been $241,350.
241. I did have opportunity to read over, Judy Letnow's, Council Letnow's, letter, it was a letter dated back from May. And it is an allocation definitely for, Bogalusa to go forth before the appropriations. My question was when, number one, when, they may be, setting that exact appropriation, like I said, we do have a new administration, presidential administration coming in, so, I know as far as there, do you think that's a definite, there may be a definite goal, with her, or it depends on the administration?
So she sits on the appropriation committee. When you sit on the appropriation committee, most of your projects go through without debate. So yes, it was a definite $725,000. The only question is when. Like I stated, the federal appropriation process, it depends on the politics on the Hill. So although we're going to get the money, the when is what's in the air. Which is why this allocated $300,000 to fix our main situation, which is the screw pump. If you, I think you said you read the email, it states that, in her original email, she states this process can take up until a year. But one thing about it, once a congressperson has given you their blessing on, because they only get to submit so many projects, so that's pretty much set in stone. The voting on it is what's the holdup.
Now, I'm told, probably over $1 million, 300 for the water in your plan. What's your total in your plan? I'm told
The total is $881,631.
$800,000.
And that's not also mentioning the blessing that you all gave Attorney Wolf to go forward with the DEQ loan, the $600,000, and they will forgive $450,000 of that. So you're looking at about north of $2.8 million that you'll have in a year for the sewer system. My main concern is getting the screw pump fixed.
Exactly.
But we also have a responsibility to the citizens, like I discussed last night. What will our legacy be? Will it be one of constant fighting, circus shows, or will it be something like, say what you want about it, but they did improve our park system. And that's the work that I want to do for the next 2 years. Any further questions?
I guess this would be directed to Mr. Patterson. The last I spoke with our pump school total, it would be $1 million to $2 million for all of our pump screws and pumps.
One quote, $321,000. I got several quotes.
Okay, and I did ask you, and what's the lady's name, Miss Courtney, to submit, to the finance committee, the totals for it. I know I've gotten a verbal from you as well.
We got multiple quotes from various engineers, and I turned all over to Ms. Courtney, she coordinated with the mayor and
Is she here tonight? Ms. Courtney?
So basically, Mr. James and, Mayor, we're not gonna get all the stations, fixed at one time, correct? We're just doing 2 to 3 versus,
We don't need to repair all the stations, but we got to get the few that are down now.
Which the pumps have already been ordered.
Yeah.
So this money will not be used, right, Paulus and St. John, so this money will not be used for those stations.
And
so what, wait a minute, hold on.
I got a way of fixing this that everybody will get on board. That's what I'm trying to say. Mayor, and I'm just throwing this out too, okay? We're in an open council meeting, everybody can hear. Everybody got their ears on. All right. What if we, and I know, and I hate to say this, I'm not, everybody's, like I told you about taking sides, you understand where this is coming from. You explained it beautifully to me, I done my homework and I researched it, okay? My biggest concern was the gap that you're gonna have to cover between the 712 and the 881. With that said, and I know you're not gonna like what I'm about to say, but if you could take off, and I'd be willing to sacrifice the one over the terrace, you would have to at least do one part, because the terrace, we haven't done nothing over the years. We have done some things over Cassidy Park. Take off Cassidy Park, that would save $241,000. You wouldn't have to take it out of the monies
Taxes.
for the taxes coming back. That will go to pay bills and vendors and buy
We
more
don't
homes.
have any past due bills.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying going forward. That's what I'm saying. You'll have, I'm trying to help you, if that's true, that would help create you a surplus. That's what I'm trying to negotiate. That's what I'm trying to say. We're in the middle of an open council meeting. I know it's unusual, but if we could drop that, if we could just drop the Cassidy Park one, that would close the gap of the 712 that you have left in ARPA.
It's
Right.
not that we don't have the money, it is a revenue timing problem. The
Right.
money can be replaced with ad valorem. The problem is when the money comes in. Normally, the city goes out and they get revenue anticipation loans every year.
Right.
We have not done that, so we have to wait until the end of the year, until our property taxes come in. That's when we're able to replenish the ARPA fund. So the problem is not the money, the problem is the timing of when the funds come in.
But I'm trying to get across to them. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get across to them. I know we want to do all those things, and I hear what you're right about we're in the middle of property tax collection season. We're actually probably only in a quarter of it right now. So, but I'm just trying to negotiate a way that we would not have to put that money back. That's what I'm trying to say. That you see what I'm saying? That in other words, your plan would, in other words, the money tonight would cover your plan, but you would have to drop Cassidy Park in order to do that. That's what I'm trying to say, the 241,000.
Well, I think, yes, I think at this point, a second plan is kind of new, but.
And it would still be able to do retail strategies.
Yeah, I think.
And
it is-
streets and.
So basically, it wouldn't be according to Robert's rules and orders, you could still vote on this plan and then vote to rescind
No,
the first plan.
no, because we already voted, it has already passed. You cannot do that.
But I do think that, the monies that's coming in from Julia Letlow, that's why it's so important
Well,
to have, our, expenditures and revenues reports and all, so that we can see exactly, how much it's costing for these pumps. I know you said you got a quote, we have not seen the quotes, and to compare
That's
those funds.
incorrect. That's incorrect. The quote was included in the original packet, but I'm not here to, if you believe that we can't do anything, and I just did this for transparency to the public, to let them know what we were proposing.
No, not your quote.
But additionally, since we do have $712 or however much, then we will
Right.
reapproach Congresswoman Letlow about maybe moving that money to something else. Thank you.
Thank you. For the record, I was not speaking of the mayor's quote. I was speaking of the quote for the pumps.
Now, point of order, you have an ordinance sitting here.
Yes.
It's on the agenda, what are we gonna do?
Oh, we can read it. We got a
You
motion.
just read it, correct?
You know, you know,
We can read it.
Read
Go
it.
ahead, read it.
Just read it, Mark. Yeah, but we can read it because it's on the
Right,
agenda.
it's on the agenda.
Yeah, read it.
It's not a problem.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yes, your name is up.
Okay. All right, an ordinance allocating remaining ARPA funds and enacting the Better Bogalusa 2025 plan.
Okay, thank you. You can go through the motion. We'll get the
I'm
motion.
gonna make a motion.
We have public discussion.
Wait a second, we'll have a public discussion. Do I have a second? Okay. All right.
Okay, motion dies.
Yeah, just eyes on the floor. It's over. It's over, Ms. Frank.
Participation?
We didn't get a second. We didn't get a second on the motion.
Did I get a second on it? Next on the agenda. Next on the agenda, we do have, public participation, and I must reiterate in our rules and guidelines on public participation, each person should conform to the core language in addressing the council and the mayor, and for subject to be removed by our
Thank you.
system. Our public police department. No member of the council or the mayor may speak to the second time on any subject until every member has had an opportunity to speak the first time. All council members and the mayor should limit their remarks each to 3 minutes, unless,
Two.
to 2 minutes. No, this is the case of the, public participation. Public participation is 3 minutes. 3 minutes unless otherwise approved by the council president.
It's 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. And we voted on that, on an ordinance, it's 3 minutes.
Okay. Point of correction, public participation will be 2 minutes. Do we have a sign-in sheet?
Yes, ma'am, we got it. All right,
Ms. Schaumburg?
Miss Alona Schamberger.
2 minutes.
Ms. Schamberger, you will have 2 minutes after you state your name and address for the record.
My name is Ilana Schamberger, and I live at 63645 Fostertown Road, Angela, Louisiana.
Okay.
God's righteous people are moving into government. Those that were last will now be first, and those that were first, last. It is better to be hot or cold than to be lukewarm. The things of the flesh are contrary to the things of the spirit. We should be careful we are not under delusion. There's great pride before a fall. And my response to the message is, Lord, have mercy on us.
Thank you.
Ms. Watson?
Ms. Watterson. Good evening. You'll have 2 minutes after the section.
Lizette Washington, 59376 Mitchell City Road, Okaloosa. I'm coming to ask for clarification on the way the ordinance is written, for the donation of the land, by Greater Ebenezer Baptist Church. We're not opposing it being done, but the wording of it does not specify what court is. It's just saying that 1104 Poplar Street, the 60 to 70 feet of undeveloped land between Poplar Street and College Street. It was my understanding that it's supposed to be the land that is adjacent to mine and Ebenezer, but it's not written that way. Can someone clarify that, please?
It's not written that way, but it is to where your land that goes down this Africa. Your land is there, and Ebenezer is there. She just used Ebenezer's name, because Ebenezer has property on both sides of the side.
Okay, but let's say 10 years from now, you all are not here. Then the land, there's no proof that that's happened.
It will be corrected to say that your part will be, it will have your name to say that this part of the alleyway will come.
Exactly. And what we will have to do is amend the ordinance. Now that may take it back a couple of weeks, because we will have to amend the ordinance, planning and zoning.
Okay.
Does, and then we can go from there.
All right. I just needed to make sure, because that's not the way it was presented.
For Pacific's purpose, I understand what you're saying.
I will make sure.
Okay.
Point of order, so you own some property near this alleyway?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yes.
gets half of it. She
Yes.
gets half of it.
Yes. Yes, but it's not in writing, is what I'm saying. And you know how you're on.
So, I'll make sure that.
Okay.
But we will have to amend this ordinance and bring it back.
Okay.
Because it'll be changed to what we're gonna actually vote on in 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is that person?
You got Preston, so I'm saying Augustine Street, Okaloosa here. My original question was already answered earlier, but I have 2 issues with the finances. Who's tracking the missing money? And who's responsible for bringing us up to date on where we stand as far as the missing money? And is that brought up in the finance meetings?
I would like to address it, Ms. President. Are you referring to the missing money?
Yes.
Pertaining to the ARPA funds or the missing money? Because I know that.
The missing money originally from the last administration.
Now, I did make a statement, I don't know if you were here, that I did go to the legislative auditors, to the investigating portion of the director, and he did indicate that $400,000 that you're referring to?
No, I'm referring to 2.5 million.
Where did you get that number from?
The amount of money that 1.7 was taken out of one fund. But that money was taken from the general fund. And remember, Wendy came up here and said that she left with a surplus. So I said, well, who's tracking the money that was missing when the new administration took over? You remember that?
Yes, ma'am, but where did you get that number from you just stated?
From the last meeting when Wendy came up here and said she left a $1.7 million surplus.
So where are you
And
asking?
it was actually 2.5 that was taken from the general fund that she used, which was not put back into that
So
fund.
what are you asking?
Who's following the money? Yeah.
Who's tracking the money that's missing from the general funds? Is that what you're asking?
Who's tracking the funds, period?
The missing money.
Exactly.
The missing money, period. Okay, that's.
So that means nobody is tracking it. If y'all don't even.
Excuse me.
It's not that we
But
don't
hold on,
remember.
hold on.
Part of the administration.
The reasoning we can't track it is the very reasoning why we're asking for expenditure and revenue reports.
So do you do it or the legislator, you tell us, right?
No, we would like to have, the expenditure revenue reports, the checks, everything where we can go through and actually track it. We have not received that yet.
But that wasn't my question.
That's not
That
a
is-
question.
that is your question.
No, ma'am, she's asking the council who's tracking the money, and the answer, the correct answer should be the administration.
Because Mr. Keeley said to Fox News that he suspect charges would be filed. That was in the news report he did.
Yes, ma'am.
So who's tracking it?
So, and here's your answer. We're not
He
the
did an interview with Fox
administration.
News about the missing money.
We're not the administration, because we're not tracking that. That's part of administration. We have staff
Oh.
here that can answer that. And whoever was on Fox News,
It was the president.
okay.
Yeah.
And maybe they can answer that. Does anyone?
I was understanding, I thought
Mr.
this was
Weary,
a case was following.
excuse me, Mr. Weary, would you like to answer her question?
Who's tracking?
Who's tracking the money?
Yeah, is it the administration or the council or a combination of both?
Basically, it's the administration.
The administration, and you guys following up on the missing money?
So that, all of that will be included in our audit when that is completed. So we are tracking all the funds that we spend every year.
Right,
2022 audit, whenever that's completed, then we'll move forward.
because we're closing 2022 still out, right? We're
Yes,
still working on
yes,
2022. Right.
We're real close on closing that out. Once we close out 2022, then we'll move into 23 and 24. But the legislative order, we have to put all our funds together.
All right, so
All of our money. So every fund.
that answers it.
And yeah, any kind of write-up, anything will come from there.
That answers
We
it.
just give them all of our.
And that was the question, who's checking
Thank you.
custody?
But it would be a help if we had the actual financials, you know, so we can go along with them, so that we can relay exactly what's going on.
But do we have that in 2022?
As far as financial,
Yeah. So we should be
Yes.
closing out 2022 if we have.
we have not closed 2022.
I
Our
know.
CPA is still working on 2022 closeout. Once she has that, we'll go, as Mr. Weary indicated, to the legislative auditors, and the legislative auditors will do a tracking exactly, you know.
Yeah, let's just stay on top of it is all I'm asking.
Oh,
Stay on top.
absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Bennett.
And Mr. President, I was gonna tell you, when did they say that Becky Hankins said we had 1.7?
Was it that? Because she gave out a sheet.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying,
that
when we
was
got
fine.
that
She
from her.
said her
The
administration.
legislative officers gave us that.
Right.
And she just reported what they said.
Our CPA, yeah, gave it.
I heard it from her.
And you're welcome to attend. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, was that Mr. Weir? Okay, could you repeat that, Mr. Weir?
All of our reports have been submitted, we're just waiting on the CPA. We have two different firms that are working on the closeout, so they have to get together, put the numbers together. But all the information that they need has been provided. It's just a process. Unfortunately, when this administration came in, we didn't have the proper training, I would say, as far as getting the state everything together. So we've had to hire two firms to kind of get us over the hump, and we are real close to getting that done. So once 2022 is done, 23, 24 should be relatively smooth. So, all right.
Thank you, Mr. Weir.
Point of order, I want to just say one thing. I hear this back and forth all the time. When a CPA talks, it's like the old commercial. When E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody listens, y'all look back. When a CPA talks, you listen to them, okay? Or if you see a documentation and CPA is saying something, they can lose their license. Sure can. They put their license on the line when they make a particular statement. So yes, that's why they're very meticulous, and it's taking a long time to do these things. So yes.
And I must add that our CPA, Ms. Hammond, is very thorough. During our finance meetings, we had numerous finance meetings. It was open to the public. I did inquire to her as I do, were we on our 2022 closeout, and I did inquire with her for that particular meeting, where were we with our balance in 2020, for the 2022? And that's when she indicated the 1.7 from our CPA. She didn't indicate that. But who do we have next, Councilwoman?
And, point of honor, I just want to say, and this goes forward from here on out. I know it's okay to come up here and point fingers and throw Miss Wendy, the former mayor's name around. That's very disrespectful, because when she came into office, she had to put her heels on and walk through the flood too. She didn't get up here and bash the previous administration. We hired her to do her job, which she was elected, so we hired her, and she did her job. She did not get up and bash the previous administration. And for us to do that as citizens and adults, we need to take better pride in the words that we come up here and say, and respect for one another. Because it doesn't matter if we present you with all the facts or none at all. People still have their personal opinions. But the disrespect as an adult to another adult, that's just basic home training. Like, we gotta get above that. We're trying to move the city forward and not trying to go backwards. So I'm just asking everyone, including myself, let's be mindful of what we're here for, and mindful and respectful to other people. Thank you.
I don't know if that was directed at me, I don't know. Everybody got to know disrespectful. Kevin McLeod, 414 Mississippi. And I'm kind of going to address that. Before the American Revolution, one of the primary reasons that we actually had the revolution was that we petitioned King George to hear our grievances, and King George refused, okay? And that's exactly how we ended up with the First Amendment. And the First Amendment says that we have a right to redress. We have a right to address our elected officials. It doesn't matter if you like what we say. It doesn't matter if we say it nicely. It doesn't matter if we stay on point. It doesn't matter what the topic is. You know, you don't get to decide that. The Constitution says we have a right to redress. Sure, it doesn't specify how. It doesn't specify how nice we have to be. It doesn't specify what we can talk about. We have the right to redress. And I think that that's a fundamental problem with this council, is that you think that it should be a certain way, that we should, and I agree with being polite. I don't see the point in being ugly or nasty or any of that, but that's really not the point. If somebody wants to come and talk about chewing gum on the sidewalk, if that's what's critical to them, he should be able to do it. You know, that's what right of redress is. It's not about you deciding what's appropriate and what's not. So, that aside, okay, but I think it's fundamental, and I think that you all have a problem with understanding what the First Amendment means, and I suggest that you go back to it. And I gave you a list, and you can look at it in case I run out of time. So my next question, and I'm sure you're not going to answer this, I want to know why the emergency meeting was necessary. You never told us, it seems extreme, and it doesn't make any sense, and quite honestly, it looks like election interference to me. But I'm real curious to hear what you have to say about that. The next one was, why was, again, this is about election interference, why was Mr. Tillis the first time he ever got, well, you can answer the rest of them next time, or maybe you'll answer me at the end during the administrative remarks. Thank you.
Your name.
Anita Graham.
Come on, your name.
She won't.
Anita Graham.
Anita Graham, 110 Graham Drive, Louisa. I have a couple of things. One thing is I see Mr. Dunaway here tonight. He's getting a good welcome to what he's fixing to serve. Thank you, Mr. Lee. There's an ordinance introduced about having a surplus sale. And y'all been provided a list of the property that's considered surplus so that you can declare it surplus and it can go to sale.
Actually, surplus, you're referring to what we're donating?
The surplus sale that you have every year of unused property
that there's a surplus sale on, used to be the old barn, now it's on the internet. Do you, have you been provided a copy of what's on that list?
All right. Point of order, Attorney May, it is, way I understand state law, because we've been over this before, you have to provide a list of surplus, even though we approved the vendor to do that, we gotta approve the surplus items in the council bid.
That
So
it
we
is
gotta get that
surplus.
together. Yeah.
It's unused.
Yeah, we approved the vendor, so you'll understand what took place
Right,
tonight.
I understand.
But there have been no items approved or auctioned off.
Right.
So before that auction takes place, we gotta approve the items for surplus.
Exactly.
With
The
some-
purchasing agency is performing that task, report it, and everybody will be advertised in paper and everything.
Okay.
But we do have to approve those. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
The next one I have, and I hope I got it on that, Ebenezer, and the ordinance about Ebenezer. From my recollection, the way that should have been done is that an ordinance should have been presented to declare that alleyway, which is the property you're talking about, to be abandoned because it's unused, has been unused for years. And then automatically, once it's approved to be abandoned, then it would go to the adjoining property owners. You don't have to go through a donation. That's just, the city will donate it if that's the way it goes indeed. But it has to go through, close that alleyway and then it goes to the property owners. The other thing I had was there's I saw in the news, a national thing, and it's coming up in the spring, to where there's an inventory of all lead pipes in all water systems in the country has to be submitted to the federal government by the spring. That's to save not only us, but our children and the lead that's in the water pipes. And you know, we have lots of lead pipes here everywhere. So that, I don't know whether the city is working on that inventory or not.
Former councilman, it has been done, we have submitted it to the federal government, we're waiting. We have submitted all our documents.
Thank you.
We're ahead of the curve.
Good. And that's all I have, and thank you for your service this year as president and vice president, and Mr. Odie for your service.
Tobias Roberts.
Tobias Roberts, 1127 Avenue.
Hang on, let's put the plug back in the mic.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. And if you didn't get that, you better open your eyes.
All right.
Ms. Deb, the meeting that you talked about, it was called because of incompetence. That's why that 5-minute meeting was called last week, the last council meeting. And who followed the money? The FBI. That's who looking after the money. The missing money that I'm answering your question. The FBI is chasing that money. You think it's a game? Bogalusa, wake up. Bogalusa, wake up. Let them know who chasing that, who looking after that money. The investigators. They won't turn over no financials. Ain't nothing the council can do. But I like what y'all doing, council. I like the vote we made tonight. Because just like Ms. McLeod said, some of us got a problem with free speech. Mark, I was throughout the council meeting the last one for speaking the absolute truth.
And we don't know why.
And the agitator stood up back there and started hollering. And Mr. Urban said, put the person And speaking now,
Thank you.
you probably started that on one meeting. I don't trust you, but I'm good.
Thank you.
I know all.
Councilwoman Dudley.
Pastor Gallagher.
I am Pastor Billy Gallagher from 1104 Poplar Street here in Bogalusa. I just, first of all, want to say thank you all. I thank you for the cooperation. I thank you for the working that you all are doing to try to make this city a better city.
Thank you,
I
Pastor.
know that we have a long way to go.
Mhm.
But Rome was not built in one day. Neither will Bogalusa be the city that it has been called to be in one day. The reason why I am really pushing to get this property access next to the church is because I'm really concerned with the citizen here in Bogalusa. I walked outside of the church one day and I noticed elderlies trying to cross the street, cars flying up and down. That put them in danger. My purpose of annexing the property is I would like to, in the future, develop a parking lot that is going to allow more people to have a safe environment. We have children and we have elderly. And we need to be looking out for children and our elderly. That's all I need to say.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Gallagher.
We need for Rick.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good evening, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. 1605 Sunset Drive, Wayne Perret. I just came to clarify that $1.7 million is audited monies through Eisner Ampner, the largest CPA firm, of $1.7 million of a surplus. The quote-unquote missing money would be included in that $1.7 million. So I wanted to clarify any confusion, and I have handouts as well, in the event that you need to read the handouts from Eisner Ampner. It's not me saying it, it's actually a CPA firm, and it's the largest one in the state, to clear up the confusion on the matter. Does that help? I hope it does. And just wanted to make sure to clarify that, because there's a lot of confusion. And I will say thank you for your time, and thank you, Ms. Smith, for saying something about, but you know, it's true when you come up here to talk that people don't get paid a whole lot, nobody makes a lot of money, and we all have ideas, but sometimes we can agree to disagree and sometimes we can't. But I disagree when you say there's not a surplus. And I disagree, and that's why I come up here every time. If I need to get a billboard, I'll get a billboard and put it on. So if anyone says, oh, we don't have, you left a deficit. No, ma'am, I did not. I don't know about you, but a dog tends to go in the neighbor's yard, don't it? Well, I tell you what, I wouldn't do it in my yard, and baby, this is my yard. That's all I have to say. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Good evening. Thank y'all for let me say this first, when I have something else to. Can you hear me better? Oh, I'm sorry. Joe Miller, 532 Austin Street. On the last city council meeting, young ladies are speaking. True enough, me and a couple people were talking, but our conversation was not directed to her or about her. And I'd like to openly apologize to her because I heard this, she said that we was on talk about her. True enough, it causes a distraction when someone's talking and when someone's speaking and in the background talking, but it does cause a distraction, so I apologize for that, okay? I'm apologize openly to her because it wasn't about her. And secondly, Ms. Schomburg, we talk about we want to make an announcement for the city of Bogalusa and Washington Parish. Back in the day, Mr. Andrew Moses had brought the radio station and the gospel train. After that, Mr. Andre Johnson, and after his passing, then a couple of other gentlemen from Franklin came up to carry on the gospel station. So they're no longer here. So Ms. Schomburg and I got together and talked with Mr. West, Mr. West Robinson. And we have developed the gospel program back to local Washington Parish again. It's going to be the old soul train that's been revived. Would you like to speak?
So we're trying to cross
I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me on that. Right now, it's trying to move we've been having.
I just want to say, we appreciate if you support us, listening in, WVOXradio.com. We want to reach out to the community as best we can. We need sponsorships and we need a little help getting it going. So just call the radio station or get in touch with Mr. Joel, or nobody has my number, sorry. But yes, we appreciate your support. Thank you.
Shonda, one question. Are you at this time owners of WBOS at this point?
No. Mr. Joel is a host, and he allowed me or blessed me to be able to be a co-host.
Okay.
So we have a live stream going now, but we'll be soon doing live programs on Sundays, Sunday mornings, Sunday evenings, and we're going to try to work for Saturday evening on 92.9 FM and 9:20 AM. We'll be reaching out, we'll be keeping you posted.
So far, we've been getting calls from Texas, Arizona,
We have listeners.
listeners calling and let us know that they're here and stuff there. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good news.
Richard Brisker.
Mr. Bishop.
Richard Brewster, 1932 Lewis Street. Councilman, y'all doing a good job. Ms. Smith, I appreciate what you said about when I don't know why you keep bringing her name up in the past. That's the past. That's gone. This man got to do better than her. But bringing her name up don't justify him what he does. Very quick, I want to say, was the man excused himself a while ago? See how he excused himself?
Yes, you don't have to do that.
Huh?
Yes.
But did he excuse himself? I didn't know why he walked out. But my point is that if you're going to do stuff like that, how do you expect us to go forward? I mean, if he excused himself, it's fine, but I didn't know. I came tonight because my wife said, okay, I didn't know. I mean, I just didn't know. Because he had walked out before and didn't excuse himself. My wife asked, well, I left, so you going to get put out again? So I come tonight. I was going to ask him out, but he's gone. If he's mad enough, can you give me the reason why I was put out? So I won't do it no more. Mark, do you know why I got put out?
Okay, stop time. What now?
Last Tuesday, I got put out. The mayor took somebody out. I know why he put the other person out. And then he said, put Mr. Brust out too. So I wanted to ask him, why did I get put out so I won't do it again? I never been put out again. Do you know why I got put out?
I can't remember the exact reason.
Okay, I did. I was out and can remember. I did second time. I was out and remember. Did I say?
And Mr. Bishop, no, I was going to say, Mr. Bishop, I suggest to you to get an appointment the mayor's office, and I'm pretty sure they'll get you an appointment and pose that question, directly.
Okay, it's kind of hard to get an appointment, but I might can, I don't know. But anyway, I want to go back to the sewer thing. Let's make sure that whatever all the other stuff getting fixed, it's fine. And I can remember the mayor real well when he said over there in the financial meeting I was there with Mr. Bailey. He was putting everything off to the side, everything, because he told one of my neighbors, we'll worry about the street later on, we'll send a contractor in there, and we ain't fixing nothing till we get this sewer. That's before we bought the pumps. And I'm just saying, even though we got pumps just running, they're not made for that. They're doing all right, but they're not made for that. And I'm saying, I guess I'm from the old school. Well, I said, if my sewer is stopped up, I'm not bringing nothing in that house, I'm not concerned about nothing. Right now, my sewer will stop there when no water can get out. I'll be thinking about that sewer right now. I can't go to use the bathroom, so I want to say that, y'all already done said y'all want the money. That's the main thing, I ain't worried about Castle Park, I ain't worried about none of that stuff, till we get our sewer.
Thank you.
Keith, Mayor.
I declare.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone for your comments tonight. At this time, I will ask for, are there any administrative remarks? Any administrative remarks?
Administration?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Council remarks? And I'll start with, yes.
First of all, I'd like to say good evening, thank everyone for coming out. Thank the pastors that was here. I can say we had, this was a good one. I can say that this was a successful meeting. I'd like to be the first one to look at my colleague here to my right and say, God only knows, I'm gonna miss you. I'm really and truly gonna miss you. But I tell you one thing, you got my number. When my name show up on your phone, I don't care who you're talking to. You need to stop with me and start talking to me. Okay. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna congratulate Mr. Wilson Donaway and say I'm looking forward to you in the new year. There's something else I gotta say. Oh, I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you are drinkers, slow down. Slow down. Life is too important to be out here at a party and you just constantly want to drink. Do like me. Get your glass of tea. You know, cause I mean, it's life is too short. It really is. Congratulations to Ms. Kate, Mr. Irvin here, Ms. Tanya. I would like to say thank you so very, very much.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Councilman Mitchell.
Let me start off by saying, I wasn't necessarily opposed to the mayor's Better Louisa thing. It had some good plans in it. My issue, Ms. McLeod, is we've got to get the sewage fixed first. That comes first. It totally negates everything if we don't get the sewage fixed. If we have streets that we repaired and the sewage isn't fixed underneath it, then guess what? We've lost that money. We need things for the kids. I get that. But if we don't get this sewage fixed, no business is coming here. So we've got to spend the money where we need it first. And once we get the sewage fixed, then we worry about the other pretty stuff.
That's right.
Mike, I've enjoyed being on the council with you the last few months. You will be missed. Mr. Dunaway, welcome aboard. Congratulations to Gloria and Mark for your new appointments. This is a hard job, and it's very unappreciative a lot of times. Yes. But do know that we're up here trying to do what's best for the city. You might not like what we're doing, and you might not like the way we vote, but we're trying to do what's best for the city as a whole, not one individual person. So with that being said, I'm going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I'm going to quote my late grandmother. She liked to say a lot. You can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. Have a good night.
Councilman Kellis.
Okay, take it off mute.
Councilman Kellis.
All right.
Your comments,
Go
please.
ahead. have the
I'd
floor.
like to thank all of y'all for participation tonight. I'd like to thank Gloria and Mark for their successful running for office. And all the council members that were present and expressed their feelings. My only thing is I'd like to say thanks to the public that was there tonight and expressed their concern for our city. No, I'm not dead yet, Miss McLeod, but I'm working on it. I'd like to say Merry Christmas to everyone. God bless you. And be safe and watch these children on the holidays. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you. Councilman Oldwood, unfortunately, this is very sweet, but may we have your comments, please?
First of all, I want to say that I will not miss this for 1 second. Number two, you will not see me over here, so don't ask me where you ain't coming to no meetings. I never came to no meetings when I left, and I don't plan on coming over here to no more meetings. Although this was the best meeting I've had since I've been here, if I need to check on something, I got everybody number, so I'll call and put my work on in, so I don't plan on being over here. Danielle Keys, gave me this opportunity to be here tonight. Again, that was my boss lady for 15 years. She was a church member of mine for 7 years, 8 years, and we've been friends for at least 25 years. And I was a campaign manager as well, so me filling her role was the least I can do in her honor. The city council is totally different from when I served on the council. Ms. Graham can tell you, the meetings I've had, we've had one of them a year when I was on the council. We had a good working relationship with the administration, and it's a new day now. With that being said, I want to say to my fellow council members, thank y'all for letting me, y'all actually made the best decision by far. There's nothing to thank about. So thank y'all for trusting me to just be able to see me. And I had no interest in ever being a council person in my lifetime. So I did this for my girl. Last thing I want to say, next to last thing I want to say, I hate the mayor left tonight. Yeah, I really do. I hate that. Because I wanted to, and I know he's listening, so I don't want to think I'm talking behind his back. But number one, I kind of was expecting him to offer some apology to me. And I pray that the administration is still here will pass it along to him. Being a Christian is the hardest thing to successfully do until you die. Anybody can have a good year, a 2-year run, but to do it until you die, that's a challenge. And at our last meeting, I was devastated that our mayor addressed me as a fake councilman, a fake nigga, FUB. And that took me back to a horrible place. I don't care about size and all that dumb stuff. I voted for most of the stuff, the marijuana, the stuff I thought that made sense, I didn't vote for it. But the truth is, in my first month here, before we even got to all this other stuff, I was crowded by 6 members of the mayor team and the mayor. They all crowded me down here in this walkway to Mayor Smith would sit at night, and I couldn't even walk out the door. I could have knocked everybody out. easy. And I'm a first time convicted felon. I've done my first conviction. I've got probation. I haven't been that long. I know enough attorneys. I've got some representation. But it's amazing that a council person can be treated the way he's been treated. And then I come to this, I fast forward to this next thing, I get cursed out by the mayor publicly. F-U-B. In front of everybody. And none of y'all on his team, ain't nobody offered me no apology. Ain't nobody said nothing to me. And he came in tonight, calm, cool, they're trying to talk, with some sense tonight, as if, he's so humble now. And then you follow up the next morning, post me on Facebook, and at least you spelled my name right, so I thank God for that. But we have a nerve to want to be leaders. Man, I wish she was here. I hate to say all this, but I know you listen, that's fine. We want to be leaders, and then the same people wanted to lock Penny up for her comment, press charges on other people, and press lawsuits against folks. But the mayor called me an F&B, and nobody said nothing. And I talked to Mr. Perry, so we straight now, but and then people walked up in my face and talking here and there. And we called a man to leave, got ready to dance. Got ready to stand on that. And good Christian on me, I shook that off because, I know who I am and how people feel about me, that's their problem. But it disturbed me that I hadn't received no apology from that. And I know some of y'all who support him, whether he lie, steal, honest, you're not going to say nothing about that part. I know you're frustrated. I know will be too. I know. God bless you. So that's why I won't miss none of it. And I thank the Lord, thank you, Jesus. I stay sane. Because, I'm from the streets for real. Not playing now. I got arrested 9 times at the juvenile. Don't cut that off now. Give me for 1 minute. And I've done a whole bunch of stuff I ain't had no business doing as a juvenile. So I know how to use all these here. I'm with the Lord now. But I'm asking all administration, stay out my face. We can wave and speak verbally. But I'm nervous, I don't trust nobody like that. And I'm trying to stay with the Lord. So stay out my face. I'm not gonna be no more bees, and I'm not gonna get crowded no more. And I've already talked to all the judges and attorneys I know in America. Explain to them what's going on here. Or we can I feel sorry for how the other folks is being treated. And the harassment and Polish Brenda, the way she's been dogged out. It's amazing how the things go on over here and everybody is terrified to talk truth. And we know stuff going on. Won't open our mouth. God bless Bogalusa.
Councilwoman Smith. I would just like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, taking time out of your schedule to come to our council meeting. I know some people call them circus. To Pastor Reed, I'm definitely gonna miss you and working with you. And I stated maybe the next meeting after you were elected in, that was nothing personal against you. I called you, we got all that taken care of, and I spoke to your wife, to whatever amends that she may have against she and I made amends, because that's what adults do. I'm just hoping when we go into the new year that first of all, I'm not played with on Facebook. Me or my kids are not lied on Facebook or lied to or harassed. Unlike Pastor O'Reilly, the Lord is still working on me. And as a mother, I try to do everything with dignity and respect. And as a social worker, I try to keep everything confidential. But as you said, the flesh does get weak. And I'm one of those testers, like a battery. Sometimes I can be plugged up and charged, and sometimes it's best for everyone to move out of my way, especially when you're constantly poking and digging and playing with my kids on Facebook. Or just being lied about. Over this past year, the year come to an end. I have more people to play with me on Facebook, attach my name, and I've been praying about it, and I'm still praying about it because I am still thinking about suing some people verbally. I have the Facebook footage. Yeah, so I think a lot of times my kids say, Mama, when I know I didn't do nothing wrong, let the judge handle it. Even police officers have laughed in his face. And I'm a mother who has a kid that suffers through things at night, and it's very hard to even sit up here and think about it, but I'm gonna let that go because God will deal with y'all too. A lot of people walk around here with evil spirits and demonic spirits that we need to let go. Just sick or tired of being lied on, and I just want to announce that publicly. Also, tomorrow morning at the Pregnancy Center on Avenue F, Santa will be there to give the kids gifts. Also, thank you to everyone who plays a big factor in that. To Annunciation Knights of Columbus, thank you for donating coats to the kids. We had so many people in the community, and it's still going on, just giving back to the kids, playing Santa. I don't want to name names because I'll miss someone, but everyone knows what they're doing and donating. So thank you to everyone. Also, let's remember to keep Mr. Foots Queens in prayer in his house called a fire. It's around the holidays. Let's do what we can to help him. And I have to make this announcement. On December the 21st, Moms and Dad's Day Out, Our Legend is hosting an event for the kids. It's Saturday from 2 to 5. Please make sure you bring your kids out at 709 East 4th Street at Our Legends. Ever since Miss Marie and her husband, Shannon Lockhart, has took over Legends, it's more than a ballroom. They're bringing joy back to the community, so let's remember to support her. Congratulations to Mr. Mark and to Mrs. Glory for President and Vice President. Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Councilman Irvin?
Thank y'all very much for coming tonight. Guys, I'm going to tell you that there's 3 forms of government here. Judicial, legislative, and what else? Executive. Right. And this, I will tell you something that I will make it very clear. And I think we have had this discussion and we've come into agreement. The council office will stay in the place where it's been for the last 100 years. And the council chambers are there. All you have to do is arrange with the council to use our facility, to use our council chambers to have a reasonable meeting, not a knockdown drag. So I want to tell you that there are some things that I did like about the mayor's plan, and that's why I went with it. It wasn't, I was not taking sides. They had what I was after was the street improvement and sewer road repair improvement. However, like Councilwoman Temples told me, I want to see, this is before the meeting, I want to see sewer fixed first. It is a public health crisis now, okay? We used to have old health commissioners and stuff like that running around town. We don't have that anymore. My God, it's heck to get the DEQ on the phone. You can't hardly get them. We had to run some of them down, okay? Because you can talk to them, find out what's going on. But now we did document everything with administration. Everything was given the opportunity. Department of Health, that's another one that you don't never hear from them unless, I don't know what the heck goes on over the state of Louisiana. So, but the thing is that that's enough of that. At least some things are getting fixed. I see that they're working on the system and they're getting it fixed. You got some money in the pipeline. That's a good thing. But we are very concerned about our finances right now. And we need to get some of that taken care of first. And I'm gonna tell you something. I still want to see them credit card statements. I've been dying to see them. I really want to see them. And but still, I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody hates the administration. Nobody hates the mayor. There's people that, like today, this past week, I saw some hardworking people in there trying to collect the property tax, make the best of it, trying to take water and property tax payments. And people were showing up, paying their property tax and all that, and that's good. That means that's a positive cash flow coming in. And but the thing is that before I go, I do want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and thank you so much for your service to this community. And I'm used to calling Reverend O'Ree with Councilman O'Ree, and I'm going to tell you, it has been an interesting last few months, okay? And I have enjoyed being president, but as you know, it was time to pass the gavel to someone else. I do want to see other people to be council president when they were asked. There were other people up here asking for council president. They absolutely said no to the president and vice president simply because of our needs. So, but as you know, I have a lot on my plate. My mother's #1 priority. And so, if you have a mother or something, and you have a father, go and hug them while you're still here on this earth. And don't forget to visit church of your choice this coming holiday season, whatever you may be into, church or synagogue. So, Merry Christmas to everybody, and thank y'all so much. Keep praying for Bogalusa. I pray for the administration every day. I pray for everybody. You may not, someone over there may not like me, but I try to tell you what, I don't hold no hatred in their heart. Just hate the process. Keep that in mind. Hate the process. Don't hate one another. Hate the process of what's going on. Don't hate one another. Hate will tear you apart. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you. I would like to say thank everyone for attending tonight. You are you have no idea how you are appreciated in being here tonight. We're going to send prayers up to our bereaved families throughout the city of Bogalusa. It's hard during the holidays when you have a loss of a loved one, so let's pray for our bereaved. Let's pray for our sick and shut-in here. Remember that God is still a healer. I'm not trying to get preach to you tonight, but God is still a healer. I would like to say prayers out to our secretary, Ms. Brenda Ford. Keep her in your prayers as well as our council person, Kenny Kellis, Councilman Kenny Kellis. Prayers for him as well, he and his family. I would like to say, Councilman O'Ree, it's been a pleasure. It really has been a pleasure. His experience has been very helpful to us. And yes, I still have the phone number to give you a call. And God bless you in all of your endeavors. I really appreciate that. And I want to welcome aboard Councilman Donaway. Congratulations in his success. He'll be joining us pretty soon during our council meeting. So congratulations to him as well. All the comments that was made, I'm really excited about the radio station coming back, WBOF. They have been a part of Bogalusa for so long, and now they're coming back for the Sunday serenades and actual their particular program on Sunday. It has been missed. Reverend Brown, Reverend Wickham, in another area, so we do have here in Bogalusa, WBOS, Mr. Randy Strickland, coming back into the city of Bogalusa. I would also like to say thank you, Council, for your little confidence on tonight. We do have a long way to go here in the city of Bogalusa. We have to work together, all of us. We are a mayor council form of government. here in the city of Bogalusa. So we do have to work together to make things happen. Congratulations, or shall I say to the administration that's left, happy holidays to you. Thank you for your support throughout the year. This is our last meeting, but thank you. I think Mr. Perry and Mr. Patterson still, and okay, and Mr. Weary, he's and I think our attorney's still there. Thank you for your support, for your upcoming support. We're here only to help, believe me, here in the city of Bogalusa. With that being said, I know it's a lot that can be said, and if anyone needs to reach me, my number is 985-241-1819. You can reach me at any time, or you can get me through the council's office. I'm elated about the council office remaining in its place. Bogalusa was established, the city hall was established in 1917. From what I've done with the research, and that council office, the council chambers were there shortly after the 1917. So I am elated that we are to stay in place here in the city hall of the city of Bogalusa. I think that's all the comments that I have. Our next meeting will be January 7th at 5:30 here in the fair city of Bogalusa, Louisiana. And happy holidays to everyone. Be safe, watch your children, and just have that giving spirit. Meeting adjourned.
Councilwoman Cates, you need to get Mr. Sanders to sign the airport.
Thank you.